Over time, the truth is eventually brought to light. The truth that had been concealed by the false teachings and false doctrines fabricated by the Watchtower. From the following evidence, one can see the Watchtower dogma is not at all directed by Jehovah God, but from the largest sales organization in New York. At one time in Jehovah's Witness history, Jesus was portrayed as being put to death on a cross. But after some new light, this doctrine was changed. As you can see here, Jesus portrayed on a cross. This book was from 1927. And also in the book Creation, Jesus is portrayed dying on a cross. As you see, in both publications, Jesus is crucified on a cross. But after some new light, the society changed their mind. As in this book, Riches, it says, "Why then was Jesus crucified? Jesus was crucified not on a cross of wood, such as is exhibited in many images and pictures, in which images are made and exhibited by men. Jesus was crucified by nailing his body to a tree." But why did they change their mind? Well, in this article, another change in viewpoint involved the cross and crown symbol that they used, the little pin they used to wear. It says, concerning the wearing of cross and crown pins, Lily R. Parnell comments, "This, to Brother Rutherford's mind, was Babylonish and should be discontinued. He told us that when we went to the people's homes and began to talk, that was the witness in itself." Accordingly, reflecting on the 1928 Bible Student Convention in Detroit, Michigan, Brother Suter writes, "At the assembly, the cross and crown emblems were shown to be not only unnecessary, but objectionable. So we discarded these items of jewelry. A few years later, Jehovah's people first learned that Jesus Christ did not die on a T-shaped cross. On January 31st, 1936, Brother Rutherford released to the Brooklyn Bethel family the new book Riches, where they found out that Jesus did not die on a T-shaped cross. So it wasn't from the Bible, but it was from Brother Rutherford's book, Riches. In fact, Judge Rutherford convinced the Watchtower Society to the point they removed the cross from their publications. But take a look at this picture that the Watchtower Society put in its publication that suggests the cross did play a role in the death of early Christians. Besides this picture, why would the Society quote from a Roman historian about the use of crosses in the death of early Christians, such as in this article? It says, historian Tacitus notes, "Mockery of every sort was added to their deaths. Covered with the skin of beasts, they were torn by dogs and perished, or were nailed to crosses, or were doomed to the flames and burnt to serve as a nightly illumination when daylight had expired." Okay, but they would never manipulate the scriptures to uphold their doctrine of the torture state now, would they? Well, let's look at this scripture here. You can see in the Greek it says, "And together with him they are putting on stakes 2 robbers, one out of right-hand parts and one out of left-hand parts of him." You can see they changed it. The scripture here shows the actual Greek translation of a verse from the book of Mark, which includes the word hand, unlike the New World Translation's rendering. They actually removed the word hand and just put in right and left. As you see in the English, they've completely moved the word right hand and left hand. This is because it indicated that Jesus' hands were separated as if on a cross. The Watchtower deliberately removed the word hand to support their teaching of the torture stake. So despite Rutherford's book, they knew the truth. In this article they say, "It is a serious matter to represent God and Christ in one way, then find that our understanding of the major teachings and fundamental doctrines of the scripture was in error, and then, after that, to go back to the very doctrines that by years of study we had thoroughly determined to be in error. Christians cannot be vacillating wishy-washy about such fundamental teachings. What confidence can one put in the sincerity or judgment of such persons?" And that is absolutely correct. What trust can one put in the sincerity and judgment of the Watchtower Society after all that wishy-washy new light of theirs?